Okay, Aaran, it's a go.
So, today's topic is Sky High Skyscrapers. So, first we'll do the introduction. So, now these are some buildings. There, and there. They are two separate. This part that's so long is the Westminster. So, we'll talk about that later. So, the introduction. So, we are talking about what the topic is. Our topic is Sky High Skyscrapers. Pop quiz 1. What is the tallest building in the world?
Burj Khalifa.
Good job, Vevan. So, we are talking about this, which are some of the tallest buildings in the world. So that is Burj Khalifa. It's nearly 900 meters. It's dwarfing even Tokyo Skytree, which is just second. And so, 1 second, Burj Khalifa is about, so like these are some of the tallest buildings in the world. So, Palais Royal, Central Park Tower, and World One, Samir Trinity Stat. So, we are talking about Central Park Tower. It goes between these two.
Aaran, would you like to tell them what all these stars are?
Sure. So, don't you see this one? It has some markings. That's Burj Khalifa, Tokyo Skytree, Shanghai Tower, Ajalbat Clock Tower, Ping An Finance Center, Dot World Tower, CN Tower, One World Trade Center, CTF Finance Center. Then this is Willis Tower, Taipei 101, Shanghai World Finance Center, Commerce. 1 second. International Commerce Center, Petronas Twin Towers. There comes another building which is Central Park Tower, Empire State Building, Guangzhou International Finance Center, Wuhan Center Tower, 432 Park Avenue, Trump International Hotel and Tower, Princess Tower, Alhambra Tower, then 2 International Finance Center, Capital Market Authority Tower, Burj Mohammed bin Rashid, Eiffel Tower, Chrysler Building, Washington Monument, Commerce Cathedral. No. Cologne Cathedral, Giza Pyramids, and St. Paul's Cathedral. Pop quiz 3. What is the tallest building in India? Does anyone know the answer? They can raise their hand.
Before it was the Empire State. In India.
In India, tallest building in India. Pop quiz 2.
No, in America. I only know in America, but.
So if you don't know, then you don't need to raise your hand.
Is it the 42?
No. That's the 42nd. Does anyone know how to raise their hand and know the answer? Does anyone have a guess?
You want to say it?
Sure. So the answer is the Palais Royal. It is 320 meters tall. That is indeed taller than Sumer Trinity. So now we'll talk about World 1. It is the second tallest building in India. Its height is 291 meters, which is quite close. But then we'll go to the tallest statue in the world, Statue of Unity. Sardar Vallabhbhai Patel, also known as Sardar Patel or Vallabhbhai Patel. So it was in the shape of him. He was 75 at death, and Statue of Unity is actually 182 meters tall, which is taller than Sumer. So now we'll talk about Sumer Trinity, the building I live in. It is 120 meters, which is quite a lot for a building, and it's one of the buildings in Mumbai, India, which is with 3 towers. And in Sumer, there are 31 floors. Pop quiz 3. What is the tallest building you visited?
It is in Hyderabad. I visited my
Burj Khalifa. Burj Khalifa. In Dubai.
Have you visited Burj Khalifa?
Yes,
I wanted.
yes, I have.
Who is this?
Divyank.
What?
Divyank.
Wow. And what were you saying, Vivan?
I went to Hyderabad and I visited my brother. He lived in a building with around, like, if my guesses are right, with 59 or 60 floors.
Cool. And do you know how tall it
But
was?
there is a building just in front of my building, which if my guesses are right, the name is 42 with the floor amount is, I guess, like 90, I guess.
The 42?
Yeah. I actually don't remember the floors, but I remember I visited that place.
The 42?
The 42.
Okay, so that is actually the 42nd tallest building in India. And it is in Calcutta, which is in West Bengal. So, pop quiz 4. What is do you know any wonders of India? Any of the 7 wonders in the world of India? I can see Nisha's hand is raised up.
Taj Mahal.
Yes.
I have been
Do you know that Taj Mahal is in all 73 meters? And nearly half of its height is in its dome, which is 35 meters. So 38 are left. So that's a picture of Taj Mahal. So, now pop quiz 5. What is the tallest building in Japan? Pop quiz number 5. What is the tallest building in Japan?
Tokyo Tower.
Tokyo Tower.
No.
Harkus.
No.
Tokyo Tower.
No. I visited Tokyo Tower. Okay, I'll give you a clue. That I visited it and it's there and it looks like that. Now can anyone recognize it?
Is it Tokyo Skytree?
Who knew that?
I, Devyang.
What?
Devyang Jain.
Devyang.
Good job, Devyan. You got it. Sure. So I'll talk about Tokyo Skytree. Tokyo Skytree is the second tallest man-made structure in the world. I've actually been there when I went to Tokyo, Japan. So, do you know that Tokyo Skytree, I couldn't even see the top when we took a photo, and there was actually a clown performing some tricks, an ice cream shop, a toy shop, aquarium, and there was even a restaurant I visited in Tokyo Skytree. So, Tokyo Skytree is a really tall, fascinating building. Pop quiz number, no. So, now we'll talk about construction material. Does anyone know what the strongest construction material is?
Steel.
Yes, who said that?
Vivan.
Evan, you know it. And so there are more, like even like the Empire State Building is made of limestone. It's a rock. And do you know that statues are actually made of some marble?
You want to tell them what all things are made of?
So, can you guess what this is made of? Does anyone know what this house is made of? So, since no one knows seeming, so that is the earliest house made by Homo sapiens, our early ancestors. And those houses are just made of like, you won't believe this. Leaves. Houses made of leaves. Can you imagine? So this is the second form. Can anyone guess what this is made of?
Bones.
Yes! Who said that?
Raju Jain.
No, it's not made of branches, but it's actually made of, no, it's made of the skin of animals, animal flesh. So the people ate up the flesh and left out the remainings. Now, can anyone guess what this is made of?
Wood.
Wood. Yes. So this wasn't fire safety, as you know, because people didn't know that fires would happen. They didn't even know about fires. Can you guess what this is made of?
Bricks.
No.
Clay.
No. Clay didn't even exist.
Cement.
No. So this was made of mud and leaves for decoration. So next form, please. So can anyone guess what this is made of? These earthquake resistant buildings?
Steel and glass.
Yeah. So I want to tell you an example. So those are earthquake resistant because of that steel crisscrossing. Like suppose you have an old rubber band that's not so stretchy. If you stretch it, then it'll obviously break. So that's like a brick. And if you got a new really stretchy rubber band, you can stretch it for like say half an hour without it breaking. So that's like steel. So basically steel has the ability to bend. So if you bend the steel with the earth's power, it'll just stay like that, except it'll get bent. But if you put bricks like that, same power, then they'll obviously break. So now there's another topic. So we'll just do this first. So can anyone guess what this is made of?
Doors.
No?
Metal.
No. It is made of metal, but what else?
Closets.
It's locks.
Who said that? So I'm saying the answer now. The answer is recycled stuff. So next please. Can anyone guess what this is made of?
Metal, wood, and glass.
Yes, but do you know that it's actually that the people have actually recycled metal bottles? And see how beautiful it looks. So now we'll talk about these. So I'll shift for you to see. So the one that has this base is called the Statue of Liberty. So this part till there is called the pedestal. It might be difficult to say, but I just want to say it that this part of the statue is called the Statue of Liberty. And this is the pedestal. And see, here it says Statue of Liberty on the base. So now we'll talk that this whole thing from there to there is 93 meters. Whoa! And now this is called the Big Ben. See, that's called Big Ben. And does anyone want to say anything about that? So,
I'm Nitai.
It's actually a big building.
and I visited.
Aaran,
I think
I want to say something.
I think it's a big van only, not a big building.
Nitai wants to say
Does Natai want to say anything?
Hi, I'm Aaran's cousin brother. I live in London. We have the Big Ben here, which is a tourist landmark. It was built in 1859. And it is as old as my school. It is a big clock with a loud bell in the Elizabeth Tower. It is the biggest clock in the world, as 315 feet high.
It's not.
Thank you, Nitai.
It's not actually 15 feet. It's 96 feet. You can see that, right? And see, I can change the time for you. There's a switch at the back. And do you know why this bulb was added? The lantern was added so Queen Victoria could look at members of the parliament from Westminster, stare into the dark. And I want to tell you something else about this. That this part is actually a church. This church is called Westminster Abbey. And I want to tell you something else. Look, don't you see those windows after that strip? Those are where the parliament colleagues will sit. Even at the back, the same thing is there. So now we are talking about some bridges. So the first one is London Bridge in London. And again, does Nitai want to say anything?
No.
But does anyone want to sing the London Bridge song?
Oh, and listen. London Bridge is falling down, falling down, falling down. London Bridge is falling down.
My fair lady, build it up with iron and steel, iron and steel, iron and steel. Build it up with iron and steel, my fair lady. Iron and steel will rust away, rust away, rust away. Iron and steel will rust away, my fair lady. So now comes Golden Gate Bridge. It's the most famous bridge all over the world. And it connects the Pacific Ocean to San Francisco Bay. And it is in California, as you know. So it connects San Francisco. So should I tell you something else? That Golden Gate Bridge was supposed to be painted blue and yellow, but then it was painted red. But the architect decided to keep it. Next bridge is the Brooklyn Bridge in New York. So I know that some of you live in New York, and the Brooklyn Bridge connects Brooklyn to Manhattan over the East River. So next comes the Akashi Kaikyo Bridge, which is really a long name, so try to remember it. It connects Awaji Island to the mainland island of Japan. And now comes the, you won't believe this. Howrah Bridge. flows over the Ganga River. So there's a part of it in Kolkata, which is West Bengal and that's called the Hooghly River. So it's actually just floating on the water, and that's called a cantilever bridge. You know that it can actually open up like London Bridge, meaning when tall ships are coming, it will just snap out and then it can close back down. And can you imagine it just supported by two land masses? That's really fascinating, right? Pop quiz, which is also game number 7. What is your building height? You can just check it up, or if you know the answer, or you can just guess. That's fine also. And you can put your answer in the chat box.
My building is 100 feet.
You don't need to say it aloud. You can just put it in the chat box.
Okay. Let me just write it.
Is there anyone else?
Deepak uncle has sent a message 292 meters.
That's so tall. Taller than Samir, which is just 120 meters. By the way, Deepak uncle, your building is actually taller than the second tallest building in India.
No, it's not the second tallest. Largest you said was this one, no?
No.
I think I got it wrong in that case. Ours is supposed to be, I think, 20th largest or 25th, something like that. I don't
Can
remember
you just check it up and put
Okay.
it in the chat?
Okay, let me do that. I think it's somewhere about the 22nd. Just let me see. I think I got it wrong. It's not 292. It is it's 198. It's the 22nd tallest.
That is still taller than.
Yeah, sorry, my mistake. It's 198 meters and it's the 22nd tallest building.
Sir, do you want to leave? Yeah. Ready? Promise? Yeah. Okay.
Does anyone else have their building height?
My
Very-
house is over 3 stories and 16 meters high.
Wow, that is cool, Nitai. And does anyone else have it?
Vivan says 100 feet.
So let me just check in the chat box, maybe. Okay, so now we are talking about future buildings. So we are talking about Jeddah Tower, as you know. Jeddah Tower is a project that started in like 7 years ago, which was in 2013, and it was supposed to finish this year 2020, but then it was pushed to 2021 because of the coronavirus. And you know it's supposed to have 200 floors instead of 163, which the Burj Khalifa has. And do you know that it's actually 1 kilometer high when it's done? And do you know that on the 157th floor, which is the observation deck, you'll just take a bit more than a minute to reach. So,
Can I ask you something?
Jeddah Tower above the clouds. Thank you for listening, friends. This was a great show with everyone on mute. And I hope everyone liked it too. Now we'll end the show now.
Can I ask?
If anyone has any questions, they can ask.
Before the
The
questions,
building you were saying that has 200 floors. Is it in India or out of India? I just wanted to know that.
So Jeddah Tower will be in Jeddah, Saudi Arabia.
Okay. Because there is the twin tower. There is another twin tower in India, West Bengal.
Aaran, Deepak uncle had a question.
Sure.
No, I don't have a question, Aaran. Just have to say again, come back to movies. There is a very recent Netflix movie which is about somebody building in Hong Kong, the tallest building in the world, and then it comes under a terrorist attack. I can't remember the name. I think I hardly saw it a week ago. Here, Netflix. It's on Netflix. You must see that because you're doing this sky. It's of course an imaginary skyscraper, but because you're doing this, I think you'll enjoy it.
Okay, so you can just check.
I'll find the name, beta. I'll find the name and send it to you. I can't remember it. I saw it about a week ago, Dwayne Johnson's movie, but I can't remember the name.
Okay, sure.
kids, before we move on to any questions you may have, one clarification. The Howrah Bridge does not open for ships. Okay, just for your information. That was a little confusion that we had. Okay, any questions? Does anybody want to say anything else?
Did Priyanti want to say something? Then she'll have to unmute herself.
Yeah, in fact, so it was so crazy on my part. Sorry, Aaron, just butting in. The name of the movie is Skyscraper only.
I was just saying there's a bridge in India which opens up like the London Bridge. It's called the Pamban Bridge.
Yeah, so I've heard of it I've heard of it today, and I think it's somewhere in North or South India. I don't know.
South India. And if I'm not mistaken, the very famous Shah Rukh Khan movie Chennai Express is shot there.
I've heard of it.
Yeah, so when I was in South India, I was really shocked to understand that even India had these kind of bridges, just the way the London Bridge opens up. The Pamban Bridge, if you Google it, that opens up.
So we thought we should see a video of it, but then we decided not to.
All right, thank you. I'm just going to mute myself.
Sure.
Can we leave the meeting now?
Sure. And I think that someone else has a question if they do.
And Aaran, what was your YouTube channel's name?
The Curious Crab.
Thank you.
We will send the link on the WhatsApp group. If anybody would like to join the WhatsApp group, message me.